Hey guys, real quick before we start the show, wanted to let you know kind of how we do things around here, how we do the podcast. If you've ever wanted to make a podcast, we use Spotify. Spotify's got a platform that lets you make a podcast really, really easy. And then they let you distribute it everywhere and even earn some money if you want a little change, cha-ching in your pocket. And they do it all in one place, and it's for free. That's the exciting part. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Here's how it works. They let you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or your computer, and then they'll let you distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. And if you want to take your conversations to the next level, they have really cool features like Q&A and polls, and those are the things that really get people and your fans talking about things. So with Spotify for Podcasters, you can also earn money, including ads and podcast subscriptions, and the best of all, like I said, it's totally free with no catch. Ever since I've discovered it, I feel like the options of the Q&A and the video options and the polls has really let me take the creativity of my podcasting to another level. I highly recommend you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started today. Getting to the bottom of that just got a whole lot weirder.
I looked at you and said, repeat that. You said, I've got to get to the bottom of that. We have liftoff.
Check out what's coming up on today's episode.
Unless you're dumb.
Adjacent to the Great Pyramid are two boat-shaped pits containing dismantled wooden solar boats. These boats were likely intended to carry the pharaoh's soul across the sky to the sun god Ra.
Oh, that reminds me.
I have heard of that.
They have found, I was watching a documentary on this, make this make sense. They found massive batteries in the pyramids as well for power.
What kind of battery? What are you talking about?
Like literally DC batteries to power something.
Like a Duracell?
Like a big old Duracell, dude.
Like a homemade battery?
I mean, a homemade battery.
What is
but
it?
It's
Did you look at it? What did it look like?
like big two cylinders, basically.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was uncovered under Earth?
In the pyramids.
It was the
Somebody's
Egyptian
playing a
ones
joke.
or
Surely.
Let me look it up.
Somebody's playing a joke. That's a prank.
Let me look
Right?
it up, dude.
Hey, look at this. There's a Duracell in here. Dice Man Enterprises exclusively presents a talk show that will get to the bottom of things once and for all. And now here's your host for Let's Get to the Bottom of That. Three weirdos on a mic. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Get to the Bottom of That. I'm your host, Byron Dice. Come on in, the water is fine. Welcome into the studio. Another person that I don't know, he's been doing this a while.
Yeah.
He is kind of weird, but he likes buying peanuts
Yeah.
at the farmer's market for some reason. Welcome into the program, Joey.
Yes, sir. The circus peanuts. Every time.
Today is episode something. It's some number up there. I don't even know what it is now. But it's out there. We've got a lot of episodes. Also in the studio, we have my lovely bride, Susan Dice.
What up?
Go.
I guess you missed me. I'm back.
I think the last time you were on, I mentioned that there were some people that wanted to hear your voice again.
Oh, Lord.
Because you filled in since the paranormal one, right?
Yeah. I asked you the other day, I was like, has anybody said anything?
No, they haven't said anything.
They probably have. You're
That's
just
all
protecting-
fluff.
He's protecting me.
Yeah.
They've been asking about you.
They've been asking about your voice.
Who's they? Oh, you know.
Those
Them.
people.
Yeah, the people they've been asking.
Well, hello, my conspiracy nuts. You know who you are. Each week, we come on this program, we talk about weird stuff and talk about stuff that we need to get to the bottom of. Actually, stuff that's left out in the public square with unanswered questions. But today, is a very special episode because I feel like this topic has probably been overdone on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can search this and find tons of people, and you don't even have to listen to us talk about it. We're going to talk about the pyramids today.
Yeah. Case closed.
Pyramids, why are they here? Who built them? What is their purpose? Where are they? And should you build one?
A pyramid.
Yeah. Should you try to build one?
Yeah.
In your backyard. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you knew this. If you bury somebody in your backyard, I don't know if we told Susan this. You can't. What is it? You don't have to claim your property
You don't
tax.
have to
It's a cemetery.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so there you go.
I don't know if I'd tell your spouse that.
No,
Well-
I heard you talk about it. I heard you.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, Joey's talking.
Joey,
about it.
Joey was,
I wonder if
he's
it
all
counts
about
as one of your pets, though.
I don't know.
We
I
have
think
a
it
bird.
has to be I think it has to be a humanoid creature.
We already
Okay.
have a bird. We've only been here 2 years, and we already have a bird. In the
There's already a
backyard.
bird in the back. No dogs. Now, our last property, we did have a couple of dogs on the property.
Dude,
Yeah.
everything.
Animals.
Dogs, cats, ducks, geese, chickens.
You guys had like a farm, it sounded like.
Mini farm. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, just to get into it, because people don't want any fluff at the beginning of our show.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. Let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. I haven't been in the studio for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you, the listener, can tell that we just dropped the Nephilim episode, which was done 4 weeks ago. So it's not fresh. I haven't been in the studio, so I'm kind of rusty on this stuff.
I mean,
And I don't know if you can tell by when we did record that we hadn't, it's not, current, but it was 4 weeks ago. And right now I feel like we're probably going to record another 4 today, and it's not going to sound current.
Did they have to know that?
They do. I feel like because I'm in a place where I'm not talking about current events. They don't know when I recorded this.
that's true.
But
Good transparency.
how
I
is
feel
how's
like
a
people should
pyramid
know.
a current event? I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking about like
Facts.
hey, Trump's in office now.
Hey,
Stuff like that. Joe Biden fell down a stair again. Stuff like, I know that didn't happen, but it could have happened.
I mean,
But unlike talking about pyramids is just a general subject.
well, and plus you talk about conspiracies. You don't want people having their own conspiracy about us, right?
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I want to throw that out there.
Okay.
So as the listeners are growing, I want to make sure that I value their time,
Mhm.
and we try to put on some good content. I don't even know what the heck I'm talking about
And
right
honesty. You just
Yeah.
want to be straight honest.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight honest. I
Speaking
mean, I
of-
just
speaking
took
of
a
fluff.
deuce.
Let me give you some fluff for about 5 minutes about. There it is.
Wow.
I'm
Excuse me.
glad that was in there.
Well, that's Joey's fault. Anyway, well, Joey, you got some notes. I got some notes. So, oh, by the way, Susan is filling in on the program. Jason is not here today as this recording, so he's in an undisclosed location that, of course, they go on the field and try to do research on cryptoids
Yeah.
and Nephilim and stuff like that and dig up bones.
Hiatus.
But Susan is filling in, and she may be permanent. She may not be. I don't know. Well, maybe. I don't know what's going to happen.
We'll see.
I don't know if Jason's going to get stuck in a pyramid somewhere and get crushed.
Maybe he might finally figure out what a cubit is.
A cubit,
Yeah.
like in the Bible?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't use English measurements.
Well, there in my notes, Isaac Newton, the guy who created
Yeah, the
gravity.
apple. It fell on his head.
It says that he was going to the pyramids to try to find out what a cubit is because he feels like it holds the key to the Christian apocalypse. Yeah.
Well,
Interesting
I did
stuff.
not know that.
I mean, either.
Good stuff, Joey. Come on.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Okay, so I've got my notes. Joey's got his, and then of course Susan is going to bring her expertise of what pyramids is because
Yeah, you've been in the pyramids.
she
haven't
has.
you?
She has. She's actually been on an archaeology. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dig. She's been on a dig site.
You knew King Tut, right?
I was in the Luxor.
You were Queen Sheba.
I've been in the Luxor.
That's Vegas. I don't think that counts.
It's a pyramid.
That is a pyramid.
That's true.
dude.
What if it's like has some kind of special meaning?
Did you know that there's a pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee?
Walking in Memphis.
What is it? Ancient? Or
Is it at Great?
It's actually the Bass Pro
Elvis's?
Shop. It's real.
Wait a minute.
It's
What?
the Bass Pro Shop in Memphis, Tennessee.
Why is it a pyramid, though?
I don't. Well, I think it was like for a sports arena, and then they closed it down for a long time, and then Bass Pro
So
Shop.
they actually took it over instead of building a.
It's like a
corporate
hotel. It's like a big, gigantic. Look it up. It's a big.
Okay.
It's a real thing.
Hotel, restaurants, and Bass Pro Shop.
Mixed all into one, dude.
Can you imagine years from now when
they find that?
Yeah, when they find
Wow, look at these animals intact stuff.
Yeah, look at this Ozark thing with this jacket.
Yeah.
Anyway, look at these mannequins.
Look at them. Would you look at that?
Joey, how's it been going though?
It's all right, man.
Out there.
It's I
I know last time you were on, you were like cheeks out.
I was cheeks out, dude.
You were on call. It was just rough.
Yeah, I was like head in the hole. You know, every day is exactly the same.
How you doing this week? You doing good?
I'm living like Larry, bro.
Who's Larry?
SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, the lobster.
Yeah, Larry the lobster.
Oh,
man.
speaking of SpongeBob, we got to talk about this. And this is current, so the fans will love this. Super Bowl,
Yeah.
they're actually getting Sweet Victory by SpongeBob at halftime.
Are you serious?
Yes. I saw it on the
Dude.
local news channel here.
Yeah.
That's
Finally.
how are they going to do that?
Sweet Victory. I think they're going to cut away.
Mm-hmm.
It may be animated. I'm not
I'm
sure.
sure it is.
I'm not sure,
They'll
but
do
I'm
like
just
the 3D.
excited.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome, dude.
SpongeBob and Patrick are supposed to be in studio.
Because if I'm not mistaken, they mentioned that Maroon 5, when he did the I don't know which Super Bowl it was, but they played a small clip of the intro of Sweet Victory, and then they cut away, and that was all we got. But this time, legit Sweet Victory is going to be played.
As a kid,
I'm here for that, dude.
that was one of the most pivotal moments in my life when they came out there.
Yeah, you thought it was all ruined.
Oh.
Their band just sucked, but then
Yeah.
they just brought it home.
They brought it home, dude. Who sings it? Who sings the original one? Is that
I wonder if that dude does it. The voice.
No, I don't think so. Well, because like they have the Aerosmith song too.
Oh, do they?
One time, yeah.
Sweet Child of Mine? Oh, that's
No.
Guns N' Roses. Sorry.
dang, dude? That was like your time. That was your timeline, dog. You're gonna mess the bands up.
Wow, you
What's
literally
going-
just sang it.
You talk about Sweet Emotion?
No, it was a
Dude looks like a lady?
no. Stop, just stop.
Angel.
It was no.
Not going to miss a thing.
I'm done.
Just keep listening.
Bye.
Hey, eventually you land on
Toys in the Attic.
Bye.
Anyway, so yeah, the fans are probably done with this. Fluff. Let's talk about pyramids real quick.
We'll cut it out. Put it on the end.
Yeah,
yeah.
it means nothing. Put it on the end. This will be the extra bonus show. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, let me go ahead and say this. Sorry, here's some more fluff. If you have not went to our website, you can go to our website. There's a blue button that says support the show. If you like what we're doing here and you want to help out with our content to make sure our content continues, there's a little blue button. Click on the button and you can support the show. You can do 99 cents, $4 or $20 a month. Who cares?
Or a million.
Or $1 million.
Then
You
we can put the paywall or the fluff behind the paywall.
Yeah, we'll put the fluff. Everybody that's like complaining about it. I'm tired of you talking about SpongeBob at Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's behind the paywall.
You pay us 99 cents, and
You'll get that.
you'll get the fluff.
Other
the
than
important
that, you'll
stuff.
just get just all pyramid stuff.
just information, the
Right.
boring stuff, the
right.
science
The science.
that nobody cares about other than me, apparently.
Well, let's get into it, and then we can talk about. I mean, look, guys, you know how we do the show. So here's the introduction of pyramid. This is what I got. So cultural identity. It's very cultural to that area, and we're
Yeah.
talking about Egypt, and we're talking about specifically is the Great Pyramids of Giza.
Oh, so
okay.
you didn't talk about the Mayans or
No, you're going to talk about that.
Okay, I'll talk about it.
Because I felt like I don't know. I just didn't like the Mayans the way they presented themselves.
You're just not a fan, huh?
No, it's just all the killing of babies and stuff. I don't know.
Do you know that there is a pyramid it was a Mayan pyramid that's actually bigger than Giza?
Okay, what?
Yeah. That Giza's
Should we go
not
ahead and
even-
talk about that?
I think so, man.
How about some of the Mayan pyramids? They don't have that point and it's flat.
Yeah.
Have you seen
It's
those?
triangular or square or whatever.
Yeah,
it
it's weird.
builds
It's
up
weird.
on
It's
itself.
like we're not going to do what the Egyptians did.
No. But it is weird because it's like the design has importance. It has to. Because these people are thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away from each other, dude.
Right. And the Mayans are where? South
Mayan.
America?
Yeah, South America. Well, the Mayans are, so there's the Aztecs and the Mayans. They're two
And
different.
they both have pyramids.
They both have
Okay.
pyramids. The Aztecs are like South America, and then also Mexico, and then the Mayans were like Mexico, Central America, that sort
Gotcha.
of thing. So, yeah, and I just went recently to one of the Mayan ruins this last year.
Okay, let's instead of me getting into boring stuff, let's go ahead and talk about that, and then we'll get into some boring stuff.
Yeah,
so you went to a pyramid?
I didn't go to an actual pyramid, but I did go to the ruins there. I wanted to go to Chichen Itza, but it was like
Easy.
Yeah, no,
Stop
dude.
cussing.
Easy.
Yeah, watch your mouth. But it was like miles and miles and miles away from where I was. And interestingly enough, the like representation of, because we met with I was super iffy about it, right?
Really?
Because in order to go to the ruins, they make you meet with one of their like what do you say, shaman, like their spiritual shaman.
Okay.
And he has to say a prayer over you. And there's like
Before you go there?
Before you go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So weirdly enough, I didn't know this, but in the Mayans religion, the cross is significant. It has power. So it's the god, the middle thing, and then the underworld, right? And I thought it was interesting whenever I was meeting with this guy, because it was like that old ancient religion is just so, you can see like remnants of Christianity. It's like you can see throughout the decades how, you know, Christ has revealed little bits of Christianity to these people, you know? Right? And yeah, it was just kind of interesting. I mean, obviously they're not Christian per se, but there was so much intertwined with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because, you know, there's stories.
They got
of
the
like,
stories in there.
Yeah, like American Indians. You know, they have the Great Spirit, like all these, which this would be a cool show to do. How it all kind of, you know, as God will reveal himself to people through their religion. Like we were talking with
like the moon god.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
The sun god.
Yeah.
So what was the purpose of him praying over you, so you don't get like cursed or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, because they still believe that they're, you know,
who's he praying to though?
It was like I couldn't. Obviously, I don't speak Spanish. Shame on me. So I don't know 100% what he was saying, but our guide was interpreting, and it was just basically a general blessing of, you know.
Just a generic from the shaman.
Don't get killed. Don't get cursed. Be
be good.
Okay.
That sort of
thing.
Don't
touch this rock right here.
Yeah, but it's there's a lot of like history there, as far as like kind of like the movie The Black Panther, the Marvel movie.
Wakanda.
Where they had this huge meteor hit, and that's where they got all their what's that metal? Vibranium.
Yeah.
So there's the same thing over there down in the Mayans. So they got obsidian, and there's no obsidian anywhere, but there's all these obsidian deposits, and it's from a meteor of pure obsidian landed, and just like carved this whole countryside out of this obsidian rock. So that's huge, like a bunch of like obsidians, sculptures and all kinds of stuff. And in order to work with obsidian, it's like extremely difficult because it's such a thin glass, and a lot of people tie that into kind of the building of the pyramids. Like they would have had to have been taught that those ancient cultures and stuff like that. Yeah.
Obsidian. Did somebody make that up?
Obsidian? Yeah. The name of it? I don't know.
So a meteor came and said, "Hey, this stuff is obsidian."
Yeah. I mean, it's it's like a black glass.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What do they use that for in like modern
jewelry?
Really?
Yeah, jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's beautiful, dude. It's really, really cool stuff. Like it's just
a
deep black. It's shiny. But yeah, they'd make jewelry. They'd make their weapons, arrowheads out of obsidian. The Mayans would. The stuff that I'm sure they believed it was, you know, had spiritual powers too, because it was like a falling star brought it.
And that's the only place on the planet?
No, but it's not common for that obsidian to be there.
Oh, gotcha.
So it was brought from space to that.
Oh, man, the space giants.
My question is, why do they call it pyramids in like South America? They're not pointy.
I don't think it needs to be pointy.
Why wouldn't it?
Well, I think it has to have a flat base and then it has to go up.
I mean, that's it?
I think so.
I mean,
I don't think it has to have a point. I don't think that's where the word comes from. Pier.
What is the point?
Nice.
Speaking of boring.
Bazinga. Nice.
Well, anyway, here's the deal. The pyramids are symbols of what we're talking about. Ancient. Oh, will y'all shut up in the back here? Ancient.
It's not that funny.
Egypt. No, it's not funny at all. Ancient Egyptian civilization and cultural identity. Okay, and everybody knows this because can't you see? This is one of the great wonders, right? There's seven great one of
Giza,
these.
yeah.
Yeah. So I've heard you can see these from space.
Well, sure.
Well,
Yeah.
sure. So it stands as one of the iconic representations of Pharaoh's power. So the Pharaoh that was in power, this was like his thing, their religious belief and their overall organization of their society. And the primary main function is it was a dang tomb.
Really?
That's just the bottom line. It's this fancy tomb. When the Pharaoh dies, high-ranking officials, we're going to construct this huge tombstone. Basically, that's what I think of it as. We're going to bury the dude inside this huge pyramid with all his treasure so he can take it to the next life.
Yeah.
That's their belief system. Now, the construction showcased remarkable architectural and engineering advancements for their time. So to this day, there's machines that can't even lift some of these boulders.
Yeah.
So it begs the question, how in the world, and you always see in these books, how in the world do they move these and make these huge pyramids and and move around these stones? And you see like logs and people move. I'm like, are you serious? You can't. That would take forever to build.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Oh, theory time.
Theory time. My theory is there was an ancient civilization that had advanced technology beyond what we have even today.
Yeah.
Like telekinesis or some type of weapon or some type of energy weapon that could lift rocks and place them in positions where they wanted them. That's my theory.
I think so. The other thing that I think of, and this is back to from a biblical standpoint. So it says in Ecclesiastes, right? My favorite book. It says, "There's nothing new under the sun," and I
Right.
believe that. Like I
does
said,
say that.
I read that. I read that literally. So what does that mean? To me, that means that like there's literally nothing new under the sun. So all these advancements that we have in technology, I feel like we've already had those. So it's like, and this is obviously a theory as well, but go ahead, play it. There it is. But I believe that the advancements in technology and the things that we have nowadays, we had before. Like there was a society before that had this, like you think about the Tower of Babel. They built a tower to the heavens, and so much that God had to put a stop to it. Do we have the capabilities of doing that now? No. But it's in
No.
our Bible that they did.
Right.
And then on top of that too, like you talk about like the ancient civilizations, like they're always uncovering these advanced things underground. They're always like 50 to 100 feet underground, all this stuff. So my thought process is pre-flood,
Yep.
we had the technology, everything was there to the point where we were becoming like God. God sent the flood, all that was lost.
Yeah.
Let me give you a
Absolutely.
for instance.
Absolutely.
Today, just think about today's society. If you had backwoods Jedediah,
Yeah.
the Amish dude,
Mr. Yee himself.
think about
Yeah.
it. You have one guy in his family that lives in Pennsylvania. They have no technology whatsoever,
Mm-hmm.
and the planet was destroyed.
Yeah.
And we had Jedediah and his family. What would happen? We would start all over. He don't know. He doesn't know anything about computers. He doesn't know anything about airplanes or anything. I mean, he can talk about it,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the same. It's the same premise, and this is where I've been for years. I told Byron that I think, and also think about the fascination that people have with Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say that wasn't crazy technology? You know,
It
Aquaman
was.
and all.
Absolutely.
Well, in the book of Enoch.
Come on, brother.
We were bringing it back to the fallen angels.
Yeah, we just came. This is on the heels of the Nephilim.
This is the heels.
Part 2.
Everything goes back to that because what did they do? It talks about in the book of Enoch that those angels came and they gave people information. They gave them
the 200 watchers came down and gave technology. Guess what they bartered with? Hey, give us your daughters.
Yes.
And we're going to sit down and
technology. We'll teach you metallurgy, and it's like we have these little inserts, but can you imagine technology coming from heaven, the stuff that they were giving to those people?
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Bro. Oh, man.
It's beyond what we have today.
Beyond, a million times beyond.
Yeah.
And it was getting to the point where he had, like I said, he had to stop it. So, like I said, I think it was a way different world back then. Like we should do, are we scheduled to do Anunnaki at any point in time?
No,
like
we have mentioned the Anunnakis.
Yeah, that would be a fun one to do.
You talking about the lost race and the Hollow Earth?
Yeah. But
we could deep dive on that.
I mean, essentially, it all ties back, and like I said, the Watchers coming down, revealing this information. They have this information, and then it was lost. And it's there's evidence to that for things that are unexplained. It's like the pyramids are a huge one. Stonehenge is another. I mean, there's a bunch of them.
That's what I was telling Susan before we started recordings. Like, when did the pyramids came after the flood? Right?
I don't know.
Well, we don't know.
Oh, we don't?
They say,
because I've got some dates on it.
4,500 years ago is what they say, but who knows?
Yeah, and I've seen where they can prove that the pyramids were underwater at some point as well, like the curvature of the rocks and stuff like that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, they could have been underwater and just flooded out.
Yeah, I'm along that same
and who knows how much of the pyramid
down
is under as well. You think of the like the Easter Island heads; those go down like
those guys
40 feet.
Well, they found new pyramids periodically under sand. So
under the desert. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it looks like plus just the hieroglyphics in themselves.
See, that's what I wanted to say something because I was listening to this guy and he said hieroglyphics have never been found in a pyramid.
Oh, really?
Nor mummies.
What?
Have never been found in a pyramid.
Whoa.
I'm just telling you what I was doing research. No mummy.
Where's
mummies
this information
have been found
coming?
in tombs. But
where are the tombs? I thought the tombs were under the pyramids.
They have not been found in pyramids.
What?
Google it.
What about, wait a minute, didn't they find the King Tut? What's his name?
Tutankhamun?
Is his name King Tut?
There's one that starts with a K, Khufu or something
I'm
like
about
that.
to get into that. I got some information. Well, okay, we need to talk about that in a second because I thought that's what they were for.
I've heard that. I've also heard that they were literally just grain silos. Yeah.
Grain?
Just old grain.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
What? Yeah. So Joseph, he had to store that stuff somewhere.
Filled it up.
You know what I'm talking about?
The whole thing, dude.
He was like, hey, we need 7 years of grain that we're going to give the rest of the people in Egypt. Where did he hold that stuff? It wasn't in 5-gallon buckets.
I also was listening to something where they said recently they found like this whole civilization of families, like kids, moms and dads, and like big pots that they were cooking in. So it kind of, they think that it was just like this whole entire, not slaves, because a lot of times you think, oh, the slaves built the pyramids. Mm-hmm. They said that it was like whole families and they were trying to match DNA with bones that they found. So.
Oh, they found bones of families.
Right. And like a wall, like a city, like a little city underground, where they think that these are the people that actually, these are the people that actually built the pyramids.
Are you talking about that? I think I saw something on Netflix that was just discovered, that the lost pyramid.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they found a lost pyramid that hadn't been discovered yet.
Really?
And it was under the sand.
Yeah. And it was like
That's
lot of
weird.
like they were talking about the pots, that big gigantic pots that they fed people out of and stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah.
I think there's a ton of stuff we haven't even uncovered yet, bro. It's crazy.
And also, I was looking. I don't know if you're going to talk about this, but like the pyramid, like on the dollar bill and stuff. Are you going to be talking
Joey's
about
gonna
that?
cover
Okay,
that.
cool.
I
Okay,
hit that.
I got a question about that when we get there.
We'll see if I can answer that.
So there's economic and social, there's technological advancements, the religious significance. The pyramids held profound religious importance. They were to believe to serve as a bridge between the earthly realm and the afterlife. That's why, now this is what I heard, the pharaohs would bury themselves and all their gold to take it into the next life. Of course, can't take it with you.
I think most of the stuff we have on this is just people thinking they know what the reasoning is.
Yeah, here's
you'll
what's
hear a
going on.
million different things. Grain silos, death burial, families living there.
Tombs.
It's like, it could have been just a big slide. I don't know.
The pyramids were often accompanied by mortuary temples and causeways, further emphasizing their religious functions. Astronomical alignment. Some pyramids, notably those at Giza, exhibit precise astronomical alignment, such as aligning with cardinal points or even celestial events. This suggests a connection between the religious beliefs of ancient Egyptians and their understanding of the cosmos. Susan, I'm going to throw it to you. You just mentioned something about the way pyramids, the sides of the pyramids were built. They were so precise that it covered the point of it. If you go around the planet, it touches every piece of land.
Mm-hmm. Every piece of land mass. And also,
I don't know the significance of that. But it sounds weird.
There was a guy flying over the pyramid, and he noticed instead of it just having 4 sides, it had 8 sides. Because there, like on each side, there was like a little dip, and so it looked as if there was 2 sides on one side, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he only notices it.
It's like the one side you have that flat side. There's a dip there. So there's like 2 sides in one instead of, but you can't see it from the ground.
You can only see it from the air, and you can only see it on the summer and winter.
I think something about the
something
equinox
like
or something.
Yeah.
Very strange.
It's really deep, and it's like, what's the point? There again.
That's why we're here talking about it, dude.
And that's about earlier what I said, the Khufu. It says, contrary to what one might expect, there are no hieroglyphic texts, treasures, or mummies in any of the pyramids.
Okay,
in Giza.
Hollywood's been feeding us some BS here. Because I remember the Mummy.
Yeah, I've
With
seen
Brendan Fraser. Come on.
Come on, dude.
That dude was down there.
He was in there.
You know what I'm talking about?
There was a mummy in
And I
there.
could have swear I saw some hieroglyphics.
At least 1 or 2.
Yeah, who's coming up with this stuff? All right, historical documentation. The construction of pyramids and related structures, they're well documented in ancient Egyptian text, providing valuable insight into the society's governance, religious beliefs, and cultural practices. Inscriptions within the pyramids often detail the achievements and accomplishments of the pharaohs. Now, I'm not sure if that's hieroglyphics, but...
They said red paint. I'm just saying.
Red paint?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Like it was like painted on, not like like hieroglyphics are like...
Was it blood?
Blood of the pharaoh.
Oh my gosh.
But it wasn't etched into the pyramid, is what it's...
Now, as you can probably guess, now I've never seen them up. I've never been there. But the pyramids continue to attract millions of tourists annually, which makes Egypt very rich. Anytime you got a town that's got a lot of people coming from Alabama and Tennessee and Texas just to see the pyramid, there's going to be some ching in the bank for
you put a couple
for their industry.
Couple of
because what else is and some KFCs. Come on,
oh, dude, it's game over.
It's over.
I mean,
if you think about it, what else would you be doing there? Would you be a booming economy sitting around on the Nile? If it weren't
in the desert,
right? If it weren't for people, now back in the day, sure, Queen, Sheba, she had it going on when Joseph was there.
She was Ethiopia though, wasn't she?
I thought Queen of Sheba was. I thought she was Egyptian.
I don't remember.
She would have lived here if she could, though.
But let's just say
She's
Joseph.
just stuck over
They
there.
had it going on back in the day.
Yeah.
They were. I mean, because any civilization that lives near a water source,
Yeah,
like the Nile, they're going to be booming.
I don't want to live there.
No. Well, the construction of pyramids in ancient Egypt, here's where we go into some time frame, and these dates really trip me up. It occurs within a specific historical context, primarily during the Old Kingdom period, which spanned from around 2686 BCE to 2181 BCE. Now, I'm not sure what the heck that means. So, as I've told you on this podcast, I don't know what I'm doing.
Before Common Era.
Yeah, they changed that because it didn't used to be the E.
It used to be before Christ.
Yeah, because they somehow changed it and said, here's what we're going to call it now.
Yeah, I don't know when that happened. I don't remember going to a community
A BCE.
committee to decide that.
Yeah,
Right.
why didn't they ask me about it?
They're just like, this is what we're doing now. I'm like, no, it's BC to me.
So I always get it confused because when you get to a certain, it moves backwards, right? The dates.
Well, it always did that.
Well, I just get
Yeah, but he
confused
always
about
gets
it because
confused
it's
about
like
it.
it's 2024 right now, and we're moving forward. But when you got to a certain period where it was 0, then it moved backwards,
Right.
and it's almost like who's coming up with this stuff?
Right. Like when it started, was it, hey, I'm 6,000?
Yeah, what are y'all doing? Counting down to 0?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, I don't think they were tracking it that way.
I don't think they were.
They're
I
tracking
think they were just out.
How many years passed is,
Yeah, they weren't tracking it at all.
yeah.
I don't even know when the Gregorian calendar. Can't speak.
Calendar.
Where's my girl at?
Challenger.
Challenger. Gregorian calendar.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in the Middle Ages. Somebody came up with it.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, here's what we got here. So 3100 to 20. See, that's what I'm talking about. 3100 to 2686 BCE. This is called the early dynastic period. It saw the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt under the new rule of King Narmer.
Oh, dude.
King
Army?
Narmer. This marked the beginning of the First Dynasty and the establishment of a centralized government. Then we moved like early in the dynastic period. Dynastic. Am I saying that right? Dynastic. Egyptians developed architectural techniques that laid the foundation for pyramid construction. Of course, people are saying this. They don't really know that.
No idea. Weren't
Do
there.
they? They mastered the use of mud brick, limestone, and wooden structures. Well, I guess you could.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's my question.
I guess you could.
So from everything I've seen, they talk about how they get these big gigantic rocks.
Yeah.
And they roll
And they
these
put them
rocks,
on these wooden
pulley,
poles.
and these rope
These
pulley
poles.
systems.
Yeah. And you always got these people out there in loincloths or shirtless.
Oh, just pretending.
Yeah.
Just out there pretending.
So they're saying that they and I saw on one of them, like they got this rock that wasn't in this particular city and they had to get it for 500 miles away. And they brought the
Come
rock for
on.
500 miles. I'm just saying what they've said. So they got these rocks, like quarried these rocks, or could they have not built,
I'm telling you, dude.
made these rocks? Like we
It's
make bricks.
Technology, dude.
Well, they had to
It
get
was so advanced.
They had to get the materials from a different place. King Solomon did that too.
He built the temple?
Yeah, he was getting materials from all over the place. You know, days, months out, building this thing, putting it together. You know, they were doing the same thing.
Well, I mean, if you've got millions of people working on a project, I
Yeah.
mean, everybody, what else do they have to do? They're not working their job at their house. They're not being a plumber,
Yeah, what
being a rando computer guy.
what are they doing?
Their job is to build this, and
Let's build. Yeah, let's everybody get involved.
This
The
whole team
community,
up.
come on together. We're building this thing
Let's build this pyramid for
King
for
Khufu.
storing grain.
for posterity. And they ate good. They said that's another thing. They said it wasn't slaves because they ate well. They weren't eating slave food. They were eating like fish and stuff. So
Well, let's think about this. Let's go back to Joseph's time because that's a good historical documentation in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
He was the prince of Egypt, and he moved his family there, and then generations later they became slaves.
Right.
So there were, what did they? When did they build pyramids? It's not mentioned in the Bible, but there were slaves that they, what were they doing?
they were building something.
What were they doing? You know what I'm saying? Just out there cracking the whips.
Yeah, like when Moses took the people out, they were building stuff.
And they had a lot of riches too.
Mhm.
When Moses left the Exodus, they took a lot of stuff with them.
They did. plundered.
Yeah.
Pharaoh was pissed.
Anyway, let's go to the Fourth Dynasty. Wait. No. Shift to stone construction. Not sure what that means, but let's talk about it. The transition from using mud brick to stone construction occurred in the Third Dynasty, and that's going to move us 2686 to 2613 BCE. Pharaoh Dozier stepped pyramid at Saqqara, built under the supervision of the architect Imhotep. Imhotep.
Okay, sorry.
That's from the Mummy. Anyway.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Imhotep. They made them zombies, right?
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, they came back from the dead.
Great reference.
It marked a significant departure from the earlier Mashtaba tombs and paved the way for the future pyramid design. So that moves us to the Fourth Dynasty, the age of the Great Pyramids. This is the Fourth Dynasty, 2613 to 2494 BCE. This witnessed the construction of the most iconic pyramids at Giza, so which probably we see today. Pharaohs Snefru, Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure. Nailed it.
Bingo.
All of them. Rachel, thank you. Rachel Perry, she's our what do you call it? Our Annunciation
Assistant.
Police.
Matt, yeah, thank you. They commissioned all these people that I just mentioned commissioned the construction of the Great Pyramid, the Pyramid of Khafre, and the Pyramid of Menkaure. Menkaure. Can y'all say that? Everybody say it together. Menkaure. Anyway, so Khufu. Is that how you say it?
Khufu.
King Khufu's Great Pyramid. It was between 2580 and 2560 BCE. His reign is associated with the construction of the Great Pyramid, the largest of the Giza Pyramids. So that's probably the one you see on all the postcards, all the drone footage that you see. That's going to be the one, the biggest one. The exact methods of construction remain a subject of debate, but theories include use of ramps, sledges, and possible levers, or I've heard also levers.
Which is so not
I've heard it
true
both
because
ways.
I also watched a YouTube where they tried to reenact the actual process of doing that.
I've seen that as well.
and they
They
have
can't
like
do it.
copper what do you call them, like little spike things, and they were like chipping away, and the actual copper would chip away before the stone.
I'm telling you,
chipped
dude,
away.
it was telekinesis.
Had to have been.
And they were talking about the precision of lining up the stones. Like you can't even fit a razor blade through it because it's like so precise and so.
The Pyramid of Giza?
The pyramids that I was looking at, I don't know. I think
Really?
it was the Khufu one.
Yeah, that's it. That's the great one.
Yeah.
That's
You
the one-
can't put a razor blade in between the rocks?
Right.
Are you
Because the
serious?
precision, right.
I didn't know that.
watertight, bro.
I just thought you could get in there with some chiseling and just get after it.
No.
just chiseling.
Let's see. Religious significant. Oh, wait. Let's go
Uh-oh.
into economic and social order. Pyramid construction required a massive workforce. You just mentioned that. And extensive resources. You said there was millions of people just didn't have jobs, right? So let's build this thing.
They've got one job.
Yeah, you got one job. The
Builders.
centralized government organized laborers into hierarchical groups with skilled craftsmen, engineers, and laborers, laboring collaboratively. So they collabed on it. Hey, show me how to build this. How do I put it together? And hey, big guy with the muscles, come pick it up and put it in there. Or telekinesis.
Or giants.
Or, right, the watchers.
Giants, bro.
Yes.
Come
You
on,
can't
bro.
tell me you didn't use a giant. Hey, guy, come here, listen. There's 1,000 sheep over here. We know you love eating sheep.
Whole.
Yeah, exactly. We'll give them to you. All you got to do is help us move these stones, put them in the exact position that we need them. And he was like, I'm in.
Yeah. Lift them
So
up.
the
set 'em.
Russell Crowe Noah movie.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I mean,
Look, I don't think there were giant rocks, but I do think they were that big.
I'm just saying. I when I first saw it, I was like, "This is so stupid." But now I'm like, "Huh."
Well,
yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
Now, he helped build the ark. Wouldn't it say that in the Bible, though, or did he leave that out because he didn't want to mess with us? You seen the Russell Crowe movie,
I
Noah?
did. I wish
You
I
did? So
hadn't,
it's
but
the
I've
rock.
seen
Yeah, the big
Yeah, I
rock
wish I hadn't have.
creatures. You know.
Yeah, they were helping him, right?
No,
No, they
did
were trying to
not.
get on there. They're
Oh,
trying
they
to
were. I
destroy
thought
the-
they were helping him.
No,
they're
were
trying to
not.
get
They
up
were
in
the
it.
monsters. They were the bad guys.
Oh,
They were the.
it's been so long.
They were the Nephilim giant people.
Yeah, they were destroyed, dude.
Some of them.
Well, yeah, sure. That's Nephilim 3, part 3. The religious significance. The construction of the pyramid had a deep religious significance. Pyramids were associated with the belief that in an afterlife, their construction was part of a broader religious and funerary complex that included temples, causeways, and other structures. So basically, I need to carry all my stuff to the afterlife. Here we got the decline. So the pyramid construction declined after the Fourth Dynasty. Subsequent pharaohs opted for alternate burial structures, such as mastabas, rock-cut tombs, due to economic and logistical challenges associated with pyramid construction. So basically, they're like, hey guys, we're broke. We can't do this anymore.
Yeah, that's what
We're
it sounded
done.
like.
We don't need
Look,
these
just
anymore.
just dig a hole,
Throw my body in.
and I just use one of these rocks. You ain't got to build a pyramid.
Yeah.
While pyramid construction was most prolific during the Old Kingdom, subsequent periods in ancient Egypt history, such as the Middle Kingdom and New Kingdom, also witnessed the construction of smaller pyramids with different designs and purposes. Here's just a list of pyramids of Giza. That's Khufu, Khafre. Here's some of their. Yeah, let's go over some of their heights here. So Khufu, the Giza Pyramid, 481 feet. Khafre is 448 feet. Pyramid of Menkaure was 213 feet. He didn't get up there at all, did he? Solar boat pits.
They got smaller and smaller.
Adjacent to the Great Pyramid are two boat-shaped pits containing dismantled wooden solar boats. These boats were likely intended to carry the pharaoh's soul across the sky to the sun god Ra.
Oh, that reminds me.
I have heard of that.
They have found. I was watching a documentary on this, and make this make sense. They found massive batteries in the pyramids as well for power.
What kind of battery? What are you talking about?
Like literally DC batteries to power something.
Like a Duracell?
Like a big old Duracell, dude.
Like a homemade battery?
I mean, a homemade battery.
What is
but
it?
It's
Did you look at it? What did it look like?
like big 2 cylinders, basically.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was uncovered under earth?
In the pyramids.
It was the
Somebody's
Egyptian
playing a
ones
joke.
or
Surely.
Let me look it up.
Somebody's playing a joke. That's a prank.
Let me look
Right?
it up, dude.
Hey, look at this. There's a Duracell in here.
Oh, but you know what? I was
See?
watching this one where they did find this pyramid, and in the pyramid, there's never any metal. Well, this one guy found this 8-inch wide square tunnel that went like 90 feet down into, they thought it was like the queen's chamber, or it was the queen's chamber,
Yeah.
not the king's chamber. And at the very end of it, they found a door. And there were 2 metal, it looked like copper, because you know how copper turns like the green color.
Yeah.
There were 2 metal
Hinges?
handles
Oh, handles.
for them to open the door. And he was like, I've got to get to the bottom of this. Huh? And they shut him down. Not only did they shut the guy down that was trying to get to the bottom of it, they like kicked him out of the country. Like, you can't come back here. Isn't that crazy?
What?
Yeah. And then that's when I stopped watching the
Do you think?
documentary.
Well, do you think they're trying to cover it because they put the metal handles in there?
Yeah, it didn't look like a for real door. It just, it was just,
why? I don't understand why shutting that down means anything.
I don't know.
It's not. Is it because they always say there's no metal under here, and all of a sudden you found some? Now we got to shut that down because we were lying, but now we're not.
Or maybe it's like we don't want to see what's behind that.
I need to get this door opened.
It's
He never opened the door.
Uh,
Was it like a 2-handle door or just a?
no, it was like a little tiny handle and a bigger handle, like kind of side by side.
Why didn't he open it? Why he was there?
Because he couldn't, because it's 90 feet and it's only 8-inch square. It's like 8 inches.
Oh, so So you can't even walk through
No,
it.
you can't walk through it.
What
He
is
had
it
a
for?
little
Just to
robot.
stick your hand in?
Well, I mean, it's 90 feet long. I have no idea, but he had this little rover robot.
So he did get in it. He opened the door and put a robot in it.
No, because it was only 8 inches.
Oh, gotcha.
square,
So we've got this hole.
Mhm.
We sent a robot down. The robot got to the end, and there was a
Like a
door,
little door, yeah,
on, and we don't know what's on the other side of the
door.
8 inch. What? How many?
Right. It was like 8 inches, a little 8-inch square.
Yeah, but how far did it go?
Oh, it was like 90 feet.
What? So, and it was a decline.
Yeah, it was a decline
Don't
all the way
dis-
down to like the center
Man.
of the pyramid.
What's up with that?
Yeah, and how'd they build that? That's crazy.
How did? Yeah. What?
What's it for?
You had to build around it to make it, and then anyway.
Speaking of which, I'm just saying.
A witch
I told you
or a
about
warlock?
Tennessee. I told you about the Tennessee pyramid. Think about Alabama. They have a pyramid.
Wait a minute. You didn't tell me about Tennessee.
Yeah. I
Oh,
told you
yeah,
about
yeah.
The Bass Pro Shop.
Oh yeah. Okay. Bass Pro Shop.
The Alabama pyramid, Moundville.
Yeah, Moundville. That's the Indians.
Yeah, those are, in Alabama, they're like, no, let's don't make a pyramid. Let's just make a mound, But they
Was
do
it a
have-
mound?
It's mounds. They look like little pyramids.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So they're not mounds, like rounded. Because when I
Well,
hear
they are.
mound, I think of a pitcher's mound as rounded out.
They are. It's in Moundville, Alabama.
Oh boy.
Look, let me show you a picture. Here it is.
Well, okay.
Google it.
Well,
People.
it went away. It's like on a thing.
Oh.
Sorry,
It's on a timer.
I'll have to Google it.
Yeah.
Mummification was a crucial part of the burial process. The body was carefully preserved to ensure the person's physical form in the afterlife. It's all about getting to the afterlife. Organs were
Oh, boy.
removed. The body was dehydrated and treated with preservatives before being wrapped in linen bandages. So your typical mummy. So you're saying there was none in these tombs,
That's right.
none in these
Pyramids.
pyramids.
They were in tombs. I mean, they have that's where they were. They were in tombs, but it is said that they have not found any mummies in pyramids. But somebody could have removed
need
them
to-
because they looted the pyramids, right?
Yeah, and I was just reading too when I was looking up that battery stuff. Sorry.
Yeah,
to
what'd you
chime in.
find out? Go ahead, the batteries.
So the reason for the speculation is because in the pyramids they've also not found any torch markings either. In these like deep tunnels and stuff under Egypt, there's no evidence of any sort of fire
Light.
burning.
Uh,
So a lot of scientists believe that they could have used the makeup of the pyramids to create some sort of solar power. And there's been things that they found that look like transformers and batteries and stuff. And of course, everyone's like debunked. But I'm like, dude, how do you explain the no torch markings though? They're getting light from somewhere.
yeah, the mirror thing from
That's what-
Indiana Jones.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
the mirrors.
absolutely. It
Well,
was
never mind.
mirrors. Yeah.
We cracked the case.
I
Dumb.
mean, that
Figured
does,
it
yeah.
out.
The sun's got to come in here somehow.
Yeah.
In the mirrors. That is weird.
Maybe that's why that makes sense. That's why they built it the way that they did, because they always have a way to reflect light back into the inner workings.
Back into the main chamber.
Yeah. If they have an open piece on the top, like that all-seeing eye thing, it's always going to allow light in to light up the whole pyramid. My God.
Thank God for Indiana Jones.
Yeah, there was another one too. Of course, the Mummy showed us going down there, but there was another one.
National Treasure.
National Treasure showed us kind of that same
Yeah. that's
same
always
thing
cool.
there. Yeah. How about the Book of the Dead though?
How about it?
It was a collection of spells, prayers, and illustrations intended to guide the deceased through the afterlife. It provided instructions on how to navigate challenges and obstacles, emphasized the importance of ethical behavior.
And what's the significance of did they find that in a pyramid or something?
I don't know. I saw it on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Black Book.
Yeah, the Book of the Dead.
Wikipedia.
Also, it was in the Mummy too. Book of the Dead.
Got all the secrets.
Oh,
and
Field
stuff
of
in there.
Reeds. There's a lot of stuff here. Burial practices and afterlife beliefs in ancient Egypt were deeply ingrained in the culture and the religious fabric of society. They reflected a profound concern for well-being of the deceased in the afterlife, as you can tell because they took care of their organs in a jar, and an understanding of the interconnectedness of life, death, and the divine. So, Joey's going to talk about some dollar bill stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up modern day, dude. I mean, we finally got all through that boring history.
Yeah, that was crazy, dude.
It's like, good lord,
Good
dude.
Lord. Just take me to the afterlife already.
So, yeah, so I wanted to talk about the pyramids, obviously in modern day. There's some sort of significance to that. So obviously, it's on the U.S. dollar bill.
Yeah, it is.
It's on a bunch of stuff.
And it has
actually.
an eye on the top.
It's got an eye.
Weird.
So the official story for it being on the U.S. dollar bills, the pyramid, it's seen on the U.S. dollar bill as part of the Great Seal of the United States. Specifically on its reverse side, the pyramid is an emblematic symbol representing strength and duration. The unfinished state of the pyramid with 13 steps representing the original 13 states is said to signify the future growth and the ultimate goal of perfection and completion in the country's endeavors. Above the pyramid is the Eye of Providence, or the all-seeing eye of God.
Oh, is that what they're saying that is?
That's what they're saying, which is meant to symbolize divine guidance over the nation. The decision to include this symbolism was made by the Continental Congress when it was commissioned the design of the Great Seal in 1776, the year the United States declared its independence from Britain.
It's a great year.
However, the current design of the Great Seal, which includes the pyramid, was not finalized and adopted until 1782. The symbolism was chosen to reflect the founders' intentions and belief about the country's foundation and aspirations for the future. So that's the story. Okay?
So that's how I got on there.
The Pyramid of the Eye and Providence were meant to convey a message of unity, vigilance, and the importance of nation over a higher moral guidance. The mottos Annuit Copitis, which translates from Latin as Providence, has favored our undertakings, and Novus Ordo Seclorum, meaning New Order of the Ages.
New World Order.
Maybe.
Annuit Coteptis.
Further emphasizes these themes of divine favor and the beginning of a new era of American independence.
I knew it.
Right. So, the inclusion of such symbols on the U.S. dollar bill, particularly after the redesign of the dollar bill in 1935, reflects an effort to embed the country's values, history, aspirations in its currency, which circulates both domestically and intentionally, serving as a constant reminder of the United States Foundation and ongoing mission. Why doesn't it just make you feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside?
Man.
So then I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole of like, where else do we see, the significance of the pyramids and stuff. So, of course, I had to go down the secret societies, the Illuminati, the link between the pyramid and the Eye of Providence above on the dollar bill and the Illuminati. The Illuminati was founded in 1776 in Bavaria.
Bavaria.
Yeah, buddy.
We've been there, right?
It was a real organization with enlightened ideals, including opposition to superstition and religious influence over public life. The Eye of Providence, the symbol depicting an eye within a triangle or atop a pyramid, is interpreted as representing the Illuminati's supposed omniscience, or a symbol of their surveillance and control. Omniscience. Thank you,
I think
Rachel.
that's how you say it. Thank you, Rachel Perry.
Thank you. The pyramid, often claim that the pyramid represents the hierarchical, I can't read, structure of the Illuminati or other secret societies, with the all-seeing eyes symbolizing the leadership's watchful gaze over its members in general.
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
Yeah.
The leadership's watchful gaze. Sheesh.
So here's why people kind of connected the two. The timing and historical context. The Illuminati was founded in 1776, the same year the United States declared its independence. Some of the founding fathers were Freemasons, and Freemasonry uses symbols similar to those of the Great Seal, such as the all-seeing eye. So I wanted to get into Freemasonry and what they believe. In Freemasonry, the all-seeing eye reflects the belief in a supreme being who oversees all the deeds and thoughts. It serves as a reminder to the Masons that their actions and thoughts are always observed by this higher power. The symbol also resonates the Enlightenment ideals, which emphasize reasons, ethics, and knowledge. Many Freemasons were influenced by these principles, which align with the organization's value of personal improvement, moral rectitude, and intellectual exploration. And then architectural symbolism. Freemasonry has roots in the guilds of stonemason and builders of the Middle Ages. The all-seeing eye can also be interpreted within the context as representing the careful planning and oversight necessary in architecture, symbolizing the importance of divine inspiration and the guidance in lasting works.
Yeah, and if you want a complete deep dive into this, we have one of these episodes in our backlog.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, shameless plug. Just scroll down until you find Freemasons.
Well, that's why I'm being so coy about it, because it's ridiculously reading that stuff, and they're like, "Oh, it's a divine power watching over us," and
yeah,
and then once you start getting into the higher level Freemasonry, my wife's dad's dad was pretty high level. I don't remember what. I know you guys talked about
Grandpa.
the ranking. Yeah.
33 1/3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
degree.
know. I don't know how high he was, but there was once he started getting pretty up high in it, he had to denounce Christianity, denounce Christ.
Yeah.
And a lot of, like you said in the episode, a lot of like the lower level Freemasons don't even know that.
Yeah, they're just going along doing we're doing stuff for the community.
Oh, they're clueless. I actually had a discussion with so I have a VR, and there's this little chat group thing, and it was just like a Christianity debate. I hopped in there just to see, and there was a bunch of people that were Christians and also Freemasons. And I asked them, I was like, you guys know you have to denounce Christ if you get high enough. And they're like, no, we don't. They wouldn't do that. And then he went on explaining how they have a temple there and an altar and all these things that they're supposed to do. Like some people will do like sacrifices. Oh, it's just symbolism. I'm like, dude,
yeah.
How clueless could you be, my guy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
like,
wow.
oh my gosh, dude. So go check those episodes out if you guys want to like a deeper dive on those. I feel like you guys did a really good job.
Well, thank you.
On
Thank you.
Freemasons and the societies and stuff. But there's a lot of occult symbolism in all of that. In the Freemasonry, obviously the Illuminati, they're definitely tied together.
Oh, they're all about symbols. They love it.
And I feel like with our last episodes, it's tied to like the Illuminati. They have to prove that they're part of a Nephilim bloodline. You guys talked about that on the show. So keep that in
before we
mind.
go, what did you have a question because you were holding it about the dollar bill?
I was just, when I think about like our founding fathers and the people that came over here to the United States, almost like, I know the founding fathers were very intelligent humans,
Right.
but you don't think about, they had to have seen or somewhat know about the pyramids.
Yeah.
Like where did they see this? Where did they know about the pyramids?
Oh, good one. So 1776, they had to have seen the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Yeah.
Well, scroll back up. I talked about that. It was put on the dollar all the way back up to the top.
In 1782 or something like that. Yep, right there. It wasn't finalized and adopted until 1782.
1776. They commissioned the design of the Great Seal in 1776. Oh, that's the year that it declared its independence. Yeah, and the pyramid was not finalized and adopted until 1782.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was.
So somebody has seen this before.
Yeah.
Well, sure. I mean.
You just don't think about that. You just don't think about our founding fathers.
Yeah. Wasn't this in
Egypt.
a book or something, like a textbook?
Well, we
Did
didn't
they
have
teach about it?
cameras to take pictures
That's true.
of things, so they had to have seen it with their own eyes.
Or maybe it was just passed down.
It
It had to be a picture in a book. Somebody had to draw it. Really?
Sure,
Come on.
I'm sure, but I'm just saying they saw this great pyramid and they're like, well, it does look very different on the dollar bill though, because it looks
true.
like bricks,
bricks, and then the seeing eye on the top.
Right, but they sat there and they're like, yeah, this is a sturdy symbol. We have a sturdy nation.
Yeah. What?
Wrong.
Yeah. So if some of them were Freemasons, what if they're like, you know what? Those guys that built the pyramids, I bet they were Masons because they knew how to do some masonry work.
It was
that was a joke.
If I remember correctly from your guys' Knights Templar episode, they broke up and they disbanded.
Yeah, and then they reformed in other places.
And they reformed.
yeah.
That was what, 13th century?
True, right.
So this is hundreds and hundreds of years before this happened. And I don't think I have it, but I was going down the
The rabbit hole?
The rabbit hole of occultism last night. And there is the black sheep of Judas, which is like basically the depiction of Satan, right? Which is like, black sheep. He's got a female's breasts and then, like a lizard tail and all that stuff. And
wow.
That originated from the Knights Templar.
That picture?
Mm-hmm. They were told, it was rumored that they were worshiping that entity. That's where that depiction came from, was from the Knights Templar. Satan, basically.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, just straight up Satanism.
Why would that would just turn me off?
Well, yeah, but it's like that's what.
I'm like, look at that pit. I'm not worshiping that thing.
That's what the Antichrist does. He'll take something and he'll twist it. So you have a bunch of guys going out and killing, murdering in the name of Christ, but what they're really using is they're squandering Christ's name.
Yeah.
And then in secrecy, they're worshiping Satan. And like you said, those guys disbanded and they re-brought up, and that organization never left. So it talks about in Revelation, the mystery religions, like the mystery religions of Babylon and Lilith and all these. That would be a crazy one too. But, you see all this occult symbolism from the pyramids. And like you said, it comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody
had,
How did they know how to build it unless there was some spiritual significance? And it's all, like you said, it all goes back demonic, It's like it all stems from, I believe it stems from these civilizations that gave these secrets away. And then you have all these branch off of religions. You have a million different ways, but there's only one way to heaven, And it's like, the Egyptian gods, they were the men of renown. I feel like all of those religions were a branch off of Genesis 6. It has to be
right.
So anyway, scroll up for a second. I think I need to read one more thing.
What do you got here? Occult symbolism?
Yeah, the Eye of Providence and the pyramid are also subject to theories related to occult symbolism. Some suggest that these symbols are evidence of the Founding Fathers' engagement with esoteric or Masonic practices. While it is true that some of the Founding Fathers were Freemasons, the use of these symbols was primarily meant to represent Enlightenment ideals, divine guidance, and the strength of potential of the new nation, rather than any darker or hidden meanings, right? So, the all-seeing eye, also called the Eye of Providence,
all-seeing eye,
features an eye set with a triangle pointing upwards. The symbol has numerous interpretations and has been used in various contexts. The Freemasons, like I've said, use this all-seeing eye as their symbol. It is considered the eye of Satan or Lucifer.
Luciferian.
Although it is imposing interpretation, many cults and organizations use this symbol, and its features on many famous objects including the $1 bill in the United States. In witchcraft, the all-seeing eye was used for psychic control and for casting curses and spells. Some also believe that if you can control it, you can control the world's financial situation. And what does it say in Revelation, the New World Order, that Antichrist will control finances?
Right. You can't buy or sell anything without this mark.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's interesting that you mentioned financial situation, and the all-seeing eye is on our
dollar bill.
Dollar bill.
Yeah.
So you can see the connections there, It's like, oh, it's just God's looking down on us, but they're doing the same thing, man, that the Templars did.
The same thing, yeah.
They're wrapping.
We're doing this in Christ's name. Wink, wink.
Yeah, exactly. But what they're really doing is defiling. And that reminds me, I've told you this story before, but I went to this place. I've never said it on the air, but I went to this place. It was a art gallery here by where we live.
Okay.
And I was doing some work there. I was not there by choice, but it was an art gallery for the occult. And I went in there.
Serious?
Yeah. It was
wow.
Dude, it was terrible at first. So I went in there, and they had all these depictions of like the black goat, Judas's goat.
Wow.
They had all these, pagan symbols, upside down crosses, like all these things just everywhere. People murdered, body parts. They had the Annabelle doll like sitting in front of the mirror.
It's like an art gallery.
Oh, bro, it was a horror scene.
Wow.
It was a horror scene, man. But anyway, obviously I have Jesus in my heart, and I feel like I have power and dominion over that. So,
sure.
It took me a little bit to understand that as I was trying to work there. I was like getting ready to call my boss. Like, dude, I can't work here. This is terrifying. This place is demonic.
Yeah.
I've got to go. But then I went outside and I prayed about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm the right person to be here. Like I have dominion. I have power over this. But anyway, long story short, the reason I'm saying all this is because with all of that surrounding them, in this tiny little glass jar in the center of this occult space, there was this little, probably 3-inch photo of Jesus Christ in the center of it, in this little glass bin. And I remember seeing that.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. I remember seeing that and looking at it, and immediately, like, I became sick to my stomach because they're mocking Jesus Christ
In the center with all this other gigantic stuff, and you're in the center in this
it's like
little
we're
glass.
overpowering you.
Yeah.
There's Ouija boards, there's everything. And and that's kind of the same thing that they're doing here. They mock him. Knights Templar did it. They're doing it. They're doing the American dollar, and they think that we're stupid because, like I said, their depiction is, we're 13 steps and blah 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 blah. But if you take a step back and really look at it, there's so many things that connect to it, like you said, witchcraft and that. But anyway, the Great Seal, the eye, it's not only on the dollar bill, it's made its way into other American seals and logos. As such, for example, the Seal of Colorado. Coincidence? Denver Airport?
Denver.
Like, come on, dude. The City Seal of Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Oh, not Kenosha.
The DARPA's Information Awareness Office. Wasn't DARPA the... Isn't that...
Wasn't that the thing on Lost?
Yeah.
That's Dharma.
Dharma.
The Dharma Initiative.
DARPA. What's the difference?
Yeah, that's funny. But it's also among various forms of currency. So we talked about the dollar bill, the Vermont copper, Nova Constellatio, patterns of 1783, the coppers, some immune Columbia issues, Lithuania. It also appears on several Lithuanian coat of arms, the Alave, the Basagalia, Valriga, Plungy in its flag, blah, 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 blah.
Lithuanian. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, interesting stuff, dude. And then I talked about this a little bit, just some weird facts so Isaac Newton was trying to prove his theory of gravitation, but in addition, the ancient Egyptians were thought to held secrets of alchemy that have since been lost. So this specialist said, today these seems like disparate areas of study, but they didn't seem that way to Newton. So Newton was going around like he was trying to find the unit of measurement, which is a cubit.
Okay.
Which we talked about in the Ark of the Covenant a little bit. But he hoped to learn the dimensions of the Temple of Solomon, in which they thought he could hold the key to the understanding of the biblical apocalypse. So,
wow.
Interesting stuff, bro.
Well, I wonder, like back in the day with Moses, the Pharaoh had magicians that did crazy things.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Sorcery.
so how come, that's, that's how it was built. The magicians of the Pharaoh just moved the rocks and built it.
That could be it, too.
How about that?
Sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, though.
It's a real thing.
I think
back
so.
in the day.
I think
it's still
so.
real, I'm sure, today.
Sorcery.
Absolutely. Well, that's it for Egyptian culture, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode on the pyramids of Giza and on your dollar bill. Thank your congressman for doing that back in 1776. And if you're a Freemason, God help you.
Yep, they're always watching.
We're praying for you. Make sure you visit our website, www.bottomofthat.com. You can check out our blog for all our show notes for what we just talked about and our resource material where we get this information. From there, also, you'll find our social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and X. If you're listening on YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute, and you like this episode, do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. That's how the algorithm is going to serve up our content to other people that want to hear what we're talking about. And if you're listening on any other audio podcasting platform, make sure you follow and turn on notifications so you never miss when we publish an episode. If you did not like this episode, I appreciate you listening this long. Tune in next week. You might hear Susan say,
Walk like an Egyptian.
That was Bengals? That was weak.
Tom Hardy.